everybody. Back to Ami here. Anyway, the video's up, but I want to hear. So you go to this desolate terminal at what, JFK?
JFK, and then
let me just tell my audience, he's explaining what it's like to fly now. Go ahead.
So then you go through, like, obviously everybody knows, you go to the TSA, which is always a zoo, there's always a line. There's nobody there. You know, the TSA guy is there. They check you right through. The whole process between getting to the terminal and getting to my gate was literally about 5-6 minutes. And that was only because I had most of that time was walking to the actual gate. Then there's a few more people kind of wandering around, but again, just completely empty. Then you get to the gate, and there's 5 of us on this entire 757 to go on a direct flight to Minneapolis. But the craziest part was coming back from Minneapolis. You know, again, same deal, totally empty airport. There's nobody there. I get to the gate, and I'm walking up to the gate, and the woman goes, "Are you Mr. Horowitz?" I go, "Yes." Now, I'm there about 30 minutes early because it wasn't any time for me to wait. And she goes, "Would you like to leave now? We can leave," because I was the only person on the flight. Now, I don't know how much it costs to fly a 757 from Minneapolis to New York, but I imagine it's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not to mention the amount of fuel, jet fuel that's used on this. But it really was just a bizarre experience.
Wow. You were the only one on the plane. Did they treat you well?
No, I won't say who I flew, but I got it. You know, the tickets were actually also bizarrely expensive. You think they'd be really cheap right now, but at least mine wasn't. And it was probably twice what I would normally pay for that flight. And so I got, you know, I didn't get an upgraded seat. I didn't pay for an emergency exit seat. But look, I figured I can pretty much take the pick of where I'm sitting, you know. And so I sat in an exit row, emergency exit row. And the woman walks up to me, and I kid you not, she looks at me, she goes, "Mr. Horowitz, you're going to have to take your seat because of weight issues." Oh. And I thought, first of all, what a stupid excuse. Just say we don't want you sitting there. And second of all, if it really was a weight problem, people flying is unsafe. If my 150 pounds soaking wet is a problem, sitting off one side of the plane versus the other, it's not a safe thing to fly.
I'm silent because I'm stunned. I'm in stunned silence. You could not sit in the exit row because you're the only one on the plane, but you hadn't paid for it?
Correct. It was a little bit disconcerting, not fully understanding how customer service works in the middle of a global pandemic. I know we're all learning how that works, but I think that would be pretty intuitive. When you have one guy flying on the flight, you treat him nicely, if not royally.
That is not your seat, will remain etched in my mind for the rest of my life. A man is the only one on the plane and told that. It's not like you went even to the first class cabin.
No, I'm not a pig. I know. Look, I didn't pay for that. I'm just gonna take a slightly better seat.
Maybe he was wrong. You know, now that I think about it, you're sneaking into an exit row seat. It's not the Ami Horowitz that I know.
Am I a rule follower? Is that the perception you have of me? I'm definitely not a rule follower.
Yeah, you're definitely not a what?
I'm not a rule follower.
Shocking. I'm stunned.
I know.
So you got a video up. You walk around Manhattan and you're asking people if they believe women. Do you have to believe whenever they make a charge of harassment or assault, correct?
Right. This has obviously been a mantra of the left since Kavanaugh, right? It's become a meme, right? Hashtag believe all women. Not believe women or some women, or believe all women. But obviously this is going to be put to the test because the person we have who's out there, who's being accused by a woman, is a Democrat. And the left is hilariously so self-unaware. And I wonder if before they went into this full-throated defense of Joe Biden, remember, for you guys, I'm sure everybody in your audience knows, but Joe Biden has been accused by Tara Reade for sexual assault. And if the left even gives a passing thought to how hypocritical they are on this issue. I mean, it's stunning how easy it is for the left in general, and the people I interviewed in specific, to fall right into this hypocrisy trap of their own making. So it's a very simple premise. I walk up to people, Biden supporters, which is not hard to find in Manhattan. I asked them, is it important to believe all women? And everyone looked at me like I had two heads. Of course, it's fundamental. We all have to believe them. And then the one moment came. You never script these things out when you're doing man in the street, and kind of whatever happens, happens. And this woman says to me, older woman, she must be in her late 70s, and she goes, I just got out of jail for 32 years after killing my abuser, and nobody believed me that he was abusing me for years. So I had to take it to my. So this is a really important issue for me. So I said, wow, that's pretty powerful. And then in my next breath, I asked them, and I asked this woman, well, do you believe Tara Reade's accusations? And she flipped out. She's a terrible person. She's employed by Trump. She's despicable.
That's right.
And they all went to tirades about Tara Reade and how they don't believe a word she said. I mean, it's so hard to understand how they can't understand.
Truth is not a left-wing value. That's my motto. All right, everybody, his video is up at DennisPrager.com. You can go to AmiHorowitz.com. We're happy either way, but it's easy to go through our website. It's a terrific video. Keep it up, Ami.